All right, what's up, guys? So I know that lately I have been mentioning Minnesota Boy, and more so when I'm doing the just the robot videos and stuff. Because no, yeah, like for some that didn't know, if you were wondering like why did just the robot harass you for 4 years straight, so there is a little bit of a backstory with that, but it does involve Minnesota Boy. So yeah, just to overall answer that question, who is Minnesota Boy? He was an extremely talented content creator, if I could describe him. Like prior, before me and Minnesota Boy's drama, I didn't really know I didn't know of his content at all. I can't say I really didn't. Like I've seen some. No, I didn't know of his content. I didn't know who he was. But no, yeah, overall 2015, I found out. I found out who he was. And yeah, man, he was extremely toxic. But prior, before that, like, nah, he was doing like he would be playing Call of Duty and would be rapping at the same time and was good. So it really trips me out how he went from that to I want to be a racist on YouTube. So yeah, anyways, so that's how that whole situation. So yeah, let's go all the way back to 2015, prior, before me and just the robot had met. So back 2015, there was this trend that was going on, and some of you guys might have remembered that trend. But it was a like a trend where they would YouTubers would be just talking about a certain group of people. So Nicole Arbor, she really went viral with that whole trend where she made her video "Dear Fat People." And yeah, that video, that was I think at one point in time, that was probably the most talked about video on YouTube because of just how controversial it was. Like, she still has that video up, and I was like, man, I don't know what possessed that girl to do that video, but after that it was just like a whole trend of just, dear a certain group of people. And then yeah, it was like you were seeing all these different types. Next thing you know, Minnesota Boy, he uploaded his own version. So I didn't know, like, at this time I had just started getting into reaction videos, so my channel wasn't all that big. So I was kind of like going out trying to find videos, but then there was also people that were commenting and being like, "Hey, can you react to this? Can you check this out?" Yada yada. So, anyways, somebody had commented and asked, "Can you react to this video titled 'Dear White People, Why I Hate White People?'" I think they said something along those lines, but that was the title of the video. I can't remember word for word what that person had said, but they asked me to react to Minnesota Boy's video. So I was like, all right, I think I kind of know what route this video is gonna go down and things. So yeah, man, let's see what goes down. So and my reaction is still up, by the way. So if you guys want to go check out my reaction, then come back to this video, just so you just have like a fill-in video to watch. But yeah, overall though, or if you want to watch it afterwards, it's your choice at the end of the day. But anyways, so I reacted to the video, found it funny. I was like, yeah, I kind of expected that. It was like it's a black man making a controversial rant about white people and stuff. Racist controversial rant about white people. I'm like, I don't know why y'all expect anything different, but anyways, but yeah, I didn't realize like it was because he started trending after he did that and stuff. So because I would say like there were other videos like that were like the dear certain group of people and stuff, but his, I would have to say like that one stood out a lot, or at least it had like a lot, more so it had damage to him. Like, I wouldn't say that it necessarily damaged like it did. Well, I think it was even damaging for Nicole Arbor too. But anyways, hold on for 1 second. All right, I'm back. Just had to do something real quick. But anyways, so but no, yeah. So I reacted to the video. At that point, I was just minding my business. I wasn't doing no follow-ups. I wasn't doing no like, oh, let's see what else he's talking about. I reacted to that one video of his and I left it alone. Next thing you know, I'm on Twitter at the time when it was called Twitter, but I'm on Twitter, and then yeah, he tweets out to me. He's all like, "Why did you respond to my video?" And so I actually had found. So he deleted his tweets, but I actually had found the tweets that I had made to him and stuff. Hold on for a second. I gotta, guys, because this was some time ago. I think it was 10 years ago. So all I said to him, and I'm like, I don't know how it led to me and him getting into some drama, but I mean, there were some other tweets that followed up with it and stuff. But overall, though, so all I just said was one of my fans told me to react to it. That's it. That's all that I said. I didn't say like, anything crazy towards him. I was like, even though he was being racist in this video, but I was like, yeah, I didn't say nothing crazy to him. I just left it at that. But so then I don't know what he said, because like I said, he did delete his tweet. My tweets are still up. But then at some point I go on to see, I think he was trying to give me advice and stuff. And it was just him wanting me. So that was the whole issue with him, was that he wanted me to be racist alongside with him. And I'm like, fam, I have white friends. I have friends that I care about that are not the same complexion as me. They're not the same race as me. I am not going to throw years of a friendship away because of a video that I watched on YouTube. What sense does that make? And even one of my closest friends, like, he laughed. I was telling him about that not too long ago, and he was laughing about that. I'm like, I'm not going to throw away, well, he's half white. So I'm like, I ain't going to throw away half of my friendship, or treat half of his family with disrespect. I'm like, no, bruh, that's not me. That's not who I am. I'm like, I'm not going to allow a video to have that much control over my life. So anyways, so yeah, I think he was trying to give me some advice, and then we did kind of go back and forth on Twitter. And I was all like, you know what, bump all that. I'm gonna make a video on him. So then that's why I had made this video titled "Message to Minnesota Boy," and then yeah, from there, like, we were just going back and forth, back and forth. And so this was something that he had just like randomly started doing, where he would do live streams where, so you know how like them old ways of doing reaction videos, kind of like the shock videos, like the 2 Girls 1 Cup, where they would be reacting to the video. You could hear the audio, you just can't see the video that they were watching. That's what he was doing in these live streams, but he was telling his fans to go dislike a person's video. So no, he did that to me. So the very next month, I'm going to Vegas. And then all of a sudden, because I was like, no, that was, was I going to Vegas, or was I? No, yeah, I was going to Vegas. I was going to Vegas because I think I was like 18, 19 at the time. So, but anyways, so so I'm up that night because I'm like, that's what I like doing. I'm like, I like staying up the night prior and then having it where I just like sleep pretty much the whole plane ride, because I don't know, like, I don't like being up while I'm on the plane. I like just, sitting down and just immediately knocking out and stuff. So, but anyways, but no, I started seeing that my videos was getting like a gang of dislikes, and I'm like, bro, what is going on right now? So I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, let me check his channel and see what's going down. And then sure enough, yeah, I opened up his channel, and he's telling he's watching my video, and he's telling his fans like, oh, go dislike him, go call, and he's like telling his fans to go call me like racist, like derogatory names. He's like, oh yeah, go over there, call him a coon, go call him a porch monkey, go, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, like, yeah, I guess like maybe with this picture, it's not the best picture, but Minnesota Boy, he's a lot darker than I am. Like, I know like here it may look like we're the same complexion, but I think like he found the most brightest area in the world, and he decided to take out of all pictures this picture. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, I'm like, fam, you're darker than me. I'm like, it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, you put both of us in a dark room, you flash a flashlight on me, you gonna see me, even if I'm wearing dark clothing and all that stuff, you gonna see my skin tone is going to that light's gonna reflect off of it. You flash a flashlight on Minnesota Boy, it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, where are you? Like, I'm flashing. I got like the world's brightest light from one of them commercials, them like 3 in the morning commercials. I'm like, where are you? He's like, I'm standing right in front of you. So that's why I'm like, yeah, bro, you should be the last one talking about somebody, I guess like calling me racist, derogatory names. I'm like, fam, you're darker than me. All right. But overall though, like, yeah, he was like getting on me, I guess, for not being racist with him. That was the main reason why he was upset. And I'm like, okay. And this was something that I will always say to him. I'm like, okay, well, if you got all this energy, you got this hostility and stuff towards white people, how about this? Go up to a white person and then, have that same energy that you be having in the videos. Be all racist and crazy to them and stuff. See how that goes down. And he always would ignore that. He always would ignore it. He even had blocked me at one point on social media. And I'm like, yeah, because that's, my thing is this. you can continuously keep calling me names. You could say all these different things, send your fans after me. That's one thing that you're not gonna do, is you ain't gonna do no video where you're approaching a white person with that same energy that you be having in your videos and stuff. So that's why I was like, yeah, bro, as far as I know, the conversation is over. I ain't got nothing else to say to you and things. But yeah, but then it was just, me and a few other people, we were trolling him. But I mean, his channel, he took a big loss with his channel, because that was something that I had learned, that he was well over, it was either 60 or 80,000 subscribers. Like, I can't remember the exact number, but his channel was doing good. I'm telling you, like, once he did that Dear White People video, he lost a lot of his subscribers. There was like people that were a fan of him that were coming over to me and was like, yeah, I used to be a fan of him, but then he just started being mad racist to me and things. I'm like, man, that's just crazy. It's like your fans being racist to those that supported you over the years. I like, bro, I didn't realize it was that bad with him, and then I seen some other stuff with him where I was like, nah, he's just crazy. So he starts getting into it with the YouTuber Blasphemous HD. And I'm like, fam, what could you possibly be doing? Because Blasphemous HD, it's like he doesn't come off as somebody that, like, he starts problems or has issues with people and all this other stuff. Like, he's kind of like me, where it's like, look, I just show up, I do my content, and I leave. That's it. That's all that Blasphemous HD does. So I'm like, unless there's some stuff that I don't know about, as far as I see it, he's one of those people where it's like you don't see problems surrounding him, like, unless you're starting those problems and stuff. But no, so he posts a video where him and Blasphemous HD, they almost got into a fight. Like, and I was like, fam, what could you, because I was like, it ain't nothing that Blasphemous HD did. I'm like, you definitely did do something. So no, Blasphemous HD, he did his series of videos where he was detailing his time, or his, like, I guess, beef with Minnesota Boy. And yeah, Minnesota Boy, he was saying some, like, out of pocket stuff. Like, I think he said something about Blasphemous HD's mom and hoping, like, she got sick or cancer or something like that. And I'm like, bruh, there's been times where I've been upset with content creators, and even Minnesota Boy, where I'm like, just the whole, like, sending your fans over to dislike my videos and leave hate comments. I'm like, I wouldn't say that I had hatred in my heart towards him, but it was annoying. I'm like, fam, go do something productive with your life. I'm like, you're, like, up there in age, and this is what you're doing on the internet. It's like, get out of here, bro. So, but anyways, but yeah, I was like, nah, Minnesota Boy, he's a problem. So there was more and more people that were, like, going after him and stuff. So it's like, you got Blasphemous HD's fans going after you. You got my fans going after you. You got other people that's going after you. There was no way possible he was going to come out on top out of all of this. So I think the drama between me and him, it had stopped once I had did this reaction video too. It was like, I think it was the explosive video on him. And then I think it was like when I had paused the video, I was talking, but I got to looking at him, and I got to looking at his face, and I'm like, bruh, like, that muscle in his face, it looks like a privates. It looks like a male's privates. And I was like, after that, it just seemed like that the drama, it stopped. Like, everybody, they were just cracking up off of that part of the video, because I was cracking up, and it was one of them, like, them gut laughs and things. And after that, it was like, from me saying that, or for that part of the video, say that his, like, face, or like the muscle on his face, I'm like, it looked like the outline of a male's privates. And then also questioning him, I'm like, okay, when are you gonna go up to a white person and have the same energy? You got this energy on the internet, but you ain't trying to have this energy face to face. Even when he did meet up with Blasphemous HD, he wasn't saying, he was acting weird and stuff, but he wasn't saying no crazy things to his face, because he knew what would happen. All right, so anyways, yeah, Minnesota Boy, he was big on working out, he was big on exercising, but I don't think he was an individual that could fight. That's why I was like, yeah, that's why I think he was careful with what he said. And with it's like, it's either he didn't know how to fight, or he was afraid of what a person might do to him and stuff. So so he does do a video where he approaches a white person, but it wasn't like he had that same energy in his videos. No, what he did was try to make the white person feel bad about slavery. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, that's a 20-year-old man. He was born long after slavery had ended. I'm like, even in that, like, era where, like, racism was, like, really crazy, like the 60s, all, like, this is a 20-something-year-old man. So I'm like, how are you gonna make him feel bad about some stuff that he wasn't even a part of? I'm like, yeah, Minnesota boy. I'm like, you might as well just stop at this point. And so yeah, and then from that point on, I would have to say, because it did travel a little bit into 2016, and then it stopped. And then yeah, then that's why I had started getting into it with Just a Robot. And then I think it was because I was like kind of doing like videos where I was excuse me, explaining to people the situation and stuff. And then if there was like a Minnesota boy fan that was like coming after me and things, like I would do response videos on that. But other than that, it was like I wasn't going out of my way and starting no drama. I wasn't, like I think I would do exposing videos and response videos. That was about it. So, anyways, then in late 2016, around the same time, well, yeah, it was pretty much like either a day or two before the Just the Robot stuff had started kicking off. So one of his fans was like really on my case. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't know what this fan's problem is, but I'm like, bro, take your Family Matters leather jacket and go. I'm like, yeah, it's like built like the dad off of Family Matters. I'm like, get out of here, bro. I'm like, go somewhere, But then that's why I seen that he was a Minnesota boy fan, and then they were going around trying to spread this rumor that I was adopted, and I'm like, where did y'all even get that information? And my thing is this: if I was, so what? Like, my thing is this: who cares if I was adopted? Like, if I did a video right now and I say, hey guys, guess what? I'm adopted. I'm almost 30 years old. Do you think anybody would care that an almost 30-something-year-old man was like, oh, let me tell you guys about when I was adopted? I was adopted. I don't have no recollections of me being adopted. I just woke up and I just had some random parents. That's it. That's literally what that video will be. But on top of that, too, my parents, my adopted parents, I look just like them. So that's something that I've said before. I'm like, fam, if my adopted parents we resemble each other that much, so I'm like, that ain't even on no stuff where it's like, oh, all black people look alike. No, like my adopted parents, if you put both. No, actually, you know what, if you seen that movie The Fly with Jeff Goldblum and dang, what's that girl's name? She was in Thelma and Louise. I know her name, I just I can't think of it at the moment and stuff. Dang, man, that's so upsetting when you can't be Gina Davis. Okay, there we go. But no, anyways, but yeah, if you, that machine though that they had in that movie The Fly, where he put like the monkey in the one machine and then they transfer over, if you put both of my parents in a machine and then had to transfer over or whatever, I'm coming out on the other side. That's how much I resemble my parents. I don't know how many times, like, where I've been at family get-togethers and people are like, oh, you look just like your mom. You look just like, or your adopted mom or your adopted dad and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of weird. So my biological parents adopted me. I think I guess that would have been the story. I don't know. But yeah, if that's the case, then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Shout out to my adopted biological parents and stuff. I don't know. But anyways, but yeah, I was just having fun with that situation at that point. I'm like, nah, this is just silly. I'm like, you're out of all the things you could have started up, that's what you start up. So yeah, and then that's when the Just the Robot crap had went down, because I think, yeah, Just the Robot. Well, I didn't even know. I know he was gonna make a video on Minnesota Boy at some point in time. He just wanted my help. I didn't want no parts of it. Then that's how that whole situation between me and him had really kicked off. Because I guess like I hurt his ego and things. But anyways, and then after that, like, yeah, the like drama between me and Minnesota Boy, it died up. And then yeah, I didn't hear about him until like sometime later. It's like maybe a year or two ago, where he came back. He came back to the internet. And then he tried to make it seem like that all that stuff that he did, like, oh, he was just joking. It was just a social experiment. And it's like, nah, bro, the way that you was carrying on, yeah, you can say that now, but at the time being, I'm like, nah, bro, you was doing some out of pocket videos where I'm like, that didn't seem like no social experiment. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that one, but maybe he might, want to continue on with that. But yeah, I think what else? It was like, yeah, it was I think that was about it. it. Like, he tried to come back, but it didn't work out. Like, it was one of those things where it's all like, all right, whatever, I guess, but and I think he had to recreate a new channel because I don't know. I think because they did I went to his channel probably before I started recording this video, and he did upload a video a year ago. So I thought for the longest like he couldn't upload on that channel no more. But no, I guess he still can. But I do remember seeing that at some point where he had to like create a new channel. I wonder if I could find that channel. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. But because I think, oh no, wait a minute, I think it might be leaked to the yeah, linked to the new channel and stuff. Oh, he got like 1,000 subscribers on that channel, but he's using like somebody else's profile like picture. That's, yeah, that ain't him unless it's like some AI stuff. But yeah, he uploaded a video 6 days ago. Then he uploaded one a month ago, 2 months ago. Then yeah, he had like the 3 videos where I was all like, oh, okay. So, but yeah, he did do a video where it was like the truth about Minnesota Boy, and I'm like, he's trying to like make it seem like that he wasn't like this big time racist, but it's like, man, come on now, the way that you was carrying on back in 2015, nah, bro, you definitely had some issues going on. So, but anyways, yes, and then that is the story time of me and Minnesota Boy of our drama, our beef and stuff. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and peace.